Hello, my name is Layla. I'm the wine director at Reid's Fine Foods and Reid's Runaway Gourmet. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of our wine journey to food this time and then later on to wine. I was going over our fabulous Thanksgiving menu and I discovered that we could still use another two dishes maybe that would be great to go together with the turkey and all the other stuff that we filmed in a previous episode. So I asked Ryan, and here's Ryan back again with us to make a potato puree that has truffle oil, extra virgin truffle oil, and a tiny bit of chives. And what a difference it makes. It's just phenomenal. The consistency is great. And so he's going to take us right through the process of making this dish.
All right, so Layla, you're going to start with, we'll have, this recipe will call for 8 Idaho potatoes. It's the most popular potato. It's grown in Idaho, why it gets its name. You probably are very familiar with it. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, used a lot in the common house. So what we did to do it is I just chopped my potatoes very small. Some people like to go large. I like to go small because the smaller you cut a potato, the quicker to cook.
The quicker it cooks, obviously.
Less time. So you're going to start with cold water. You always want to start with cold water when you're blanching your potatoes for mashed potatoes. The cold water will keep the starches intact and you won't end up with a very milly type of mashed potatoes.
So that's one of tricks that chefs have that most housewives, wives or men that like to cook don't know about it. So this is actually a very important tip for them. Cold water right before you start.
A lot of people
boiling
always
potatoes.
start with boiling water. It'll make your potatoes a little bit more mealy. And just to speed up the process, I already took the liberty of doing 8 potatoes, which we already just blanched them, cooked them, ran them through a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can use your blender, or you can just cook them a tad bit longer. And that way they'll be mushy enough to where you can just do it with a whisk.
So basically the difference here is the consistency of the dish. It's not like mashed potatoes, it's heavy and thicker.
Exactly.
And this is a lot more creamy and it has a lot to do with the amount of
butter
you put into.
You're going to use 3 pounds of butter for the recipe. And I've already took the liberty to do 2.5 just to speed up the process. But once again, the smaller you cut something, the easier it's going to be incorporated. So I cut my butter pretty small, and that way instead of doing it little by little, you can pretty much do about a ½ pound at a time. Since it's so small, it's going to melt really quickly. And just add that in. Keep it over a low heat.
Very low heat. It's almost like simmer.
Yeah, because your potatoes are still going to be pretty warm from the blanching. And what I like to do is after I blanch and strain, I like to put my potatoes right back in the pot that I'm using, because that heat will help dry out your potatoes and get some of that water out of the potatoes as well. We're going to add salt, and instead of black pepper this time, we're going to use a white pepper.
A white pepper.
So that you don't get the black to show up, and it'll enhance the flavor. But one thing about white pepper is it's a lot more potent than black. So you're going to want to
be careful about that when you add it. Make sure that it doesn't, turn out too spicy.
Once again, you can always add more,
but you can't
take out.
Right. So I see this dish as a wonderful base to put all that Vidalia onion sauce that we made for the turkey. So a gravy that we made for the turkey.
Just to finish up, while you were talking, I added a little bit of chives. I have about 2 ounces to 3 ounces of chives. I add a little bit now, and then I'll save a little bit for garnish when we plate.
Exactly.
And then we're going to use about the same of white truffle oil, which you can find at Reid's.
It's extra virgin truffle.
Yep. And truffles are like white pepper. They're going to be very potent too. So a little bit goes a very long way.
Just that drizzle basically over it.
Then you just want to stir that really nice and well. Get that oil incorporated into everything. And then that is it. We are done, Layla.
That is it. So
And
you
you'll
want
see
to
the
show
Yosemite.
our camera how
Yeah.
the consistency is
They'll be really
relatively
loose.
easy. It takes you what?
Exactly.
30 minutes?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes. And it's one of those dishes that you can prepare ahead of time or not. You would rather serve it.
You can, things that you can do to make it a little bit quicker is you could go ahead and cook your potatoes, blanch them off, and then hold them for a day.
Right.
And then you can do that the day of, so you don't have to worry about peeling and cutting and doing all your potatoes the day of Thanksgiving or Christmas.
Correct. And you should always keep the potatoes in water, right? So
Always
they don't
in water.
turn,
Yeah, then they won't get that weird brown color to them.
Okay, so let's put that to the front, and then are we in for the feast? Remember, all these dishes will be part of our holiday menu, so you can pre-order this through our catering department as well. We are extremely happy to make this holiday easy for you and less stressful by us doing all the work for you. So make sure that you order it ahead of time. And we're ready to taste?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Definitely. Bon appetit, Layla. Such a smooth, creamy consistency.
Smooth, so creamy. Of course, the butter.
It's perfect for the South. Butter
I
potatoes.
have to say, this is much better than mashed potatoes for me. Remember, breakfast, fried egg.
Definitely.